Hello, I'm Roger Galloway. I'm the Mojave County Communication Director, and this is our wrap-up, where we talk about what just happened in our Board of Supervisors meeting. It was held on March the 6th, Monday, March 6th, 2023, and this time we are talking to District 3 Supervisor Buster Johnson. He had an item on the agenda that I think is very important, and we're going to talk about how that occurred and what the outcome was. And that dealt with a stoplight on Highway 93 that kind of came out of nowhere. Can you explain the item and what happened?
Right. Highway 93 is run by the state, Arizona Department of Transportation, and that's part of the I-11 corridor, which is going to hook Mexico up to Canada. And all of a sudden, they decided to put a stoplight in the middle of a U.S. interstate highway. Obviously, I thought that was the wrong idea. I brought it to the board, and we decided to send a letter to ADOT to see about getting that light removed. People were running the stoplight because people who have traveled that for years and years and years, all of a sudden you put a stoplight in the middle, they're not sure it's there. ADOT since had to go and put flashing lights ahead of it to try to warn people, because I guess there have been accidents there, so it's become a traffic hazard. Arizona, I think, is scheduled to spend about $7 billion on the interstate, which is supposed to be an intermodal, all the new bells and whistles. It's supposed to have internet, power lines, everything running through this corridor to make it a future intermodal expressway. And what they've done is ruin that entire process from Mexico to Canada. In Mojave County, we stop at a gas station, we put a stoplight. So the board voted, and we'll be sending a letter to ADOT and hopefully get that removed.
It was a unanimous vote. Now, on that letter, is that signed by all 5 supervisors, or who signs it literally?
They'll bring it back to the board, and then the board can either have the chairman sign it or all 5 sign it.
You think what will happen? Do they pay attention? Does ADOT pay attention with something like this?
Well, I think they'd be embarrassed, because nobody can think of any highway that you've ever been on that had a stoplight in the middle of it. I mean, if you can give me one example, I mean, it's just hard for me to believe that there wasn't somebody at ADOT that goes, "Excuse me, you're putting a stoplight in the middle of an interstate, and it's in Mojave County." I mean, it's not like it's by the Grand Canyon, or you say, "Hey, turn here to go to Disneyland," you know. It's a gas station. It's the last stop gas station in Mojave County. That's the most important thing on that Canamex highway. So.
Well, in your mind, the reasoning behind this, why do you think they did it?
I have no idea. There's no common sense involved in this at all.
All right. We also wanted to talk a little bit about, there was a presentation that took place at today's board meeting, and that presentation dealt with the Reach Out facility that is planned on being built. And you saw the conceptual design and what it's going to look like. It does look a great deal different from any other county building. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts, and for people to understand, this is a grant from the state is supposedly going to fund this. It's to handle people who are involved in drugs once they get out of jail. I haven't supported this from the beginning. I think it's a waste of time. I don't think their numbers are correct that this is going to do any rehabilitation. Never has. None of these programs have ever worked in all the years that people have been doing it, but all the do-gooders like to say, "Oh, this new one's going to be the best thing going." But what it was originally told to us was people would get out of jail, come there, they would get the services offered to them, say, "Hey, go down here on West 54th Street, or if you're in the Bullhead area, go there." Now we're having vehicles that will actually drive people from Kingman to Colorado City when they get out of jail if they need treatment up there. Now it's turned into a treatment facility, because we're going to be beating people up to a week to have them detox. I have my doubts. They said, well, the guy walks out of jail, he's free. At that point, when he's released from jail, he's free. And there's a little building there that says, "Hey, you can come in here and get information, or we'll detox you." If a guy's been in jail and he's been detoxing, and anybody's ever seen somebody who's detoxed, it's not a pleasant thing to go through. That guy's going out and getting another fix. He's not going into a detox center, you know. The only thing that saves people is when they want to do it. I mean, people will go through things 5, 6, 7 times. It's just like an alcoholic. Until the alcoholic wants to stop, he's not going to stop. But so it was just a presentation. It'll come back to us, but it's changed dramatically since they first brought it in. At first, it was just an information center where people could receive information on where to get help in the community. Now we're running a detox center, which I think is wrong, because obviously we'll be in competition with people in private practice that do that. So we'll see when it comes back. People will have more time to comment.
All right. Any other thing you'd like to add?
One thing, if people are interested, I do a monthly newsletter. They just go to busterjohnson.com and sign up, and they get a letter that explains what's going on in the county, what I've done, what they can find out, events that are coming up. So if anybody wants to sign up, we're more than happy to have them.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll have the next wrap-up video, and that will follow our next board meeting. Take care.